in Algeria's experience. Mrs. Alexei Mbaye praised the quality of relations between her country and Algeria, expressing Chad's will to benefit from Algeria's expertise and experience in developing the hydrocarbon and mining sectors, as well as the legal and regulatory frameworks governing these two areas. She emphasized the importance of exchanging experiences and know-how in the best interests of both countries and of strengthening bilateral cooperation.
You're still listening to Radio Algeria International. Algeria drew attention to the Zionist entity's failure to comply with international law as it violates the ceasefire agreement in Gaza on a daily basis and encourages the expansion of its settlements in the occupied West Bank, taking advantage of a world order that only recognizes force. Speaking at a Security Council meeting on the situation in the Middle East, including the Palestinian question, Algeria's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ahmad Ben Jama, said, in the West Bank, tens of thousands of Palestinians have been forcibly displaced.
In the West Bank, settlements have reached their highest recorded level. Legislative steps have been taken to extend Israeli occupation law to settlements. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have been forcibly displaced. More than 1,000 military operations have resulted in the detention of over 860 Palestinians, among them at least 50 children. Settlers' terrorism has become a daily occurrence, averaging 5 incidents a day throughout this year.
He also deplored the UN Security Council's inaction in the face of the Israeli illegal expansion settlement.
What has this council done to ensure the implementation of its own resolutions? The answer does not require debate. It requires honesty, simply honesty. This council did nothing. Had such violations unfolded elsewhere, this chamber would have moved swiftly, sanctions imposed, accountability mechanism activated, perpetrators named and restrained. Here, however, the opposite has occurred.
Mr. Ben Jama also reiterated Algeria's strong condemnation of the Zionist entity's attack on the headquarters of the UN Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in Al-Quds.
Just last week, the headquarters of UNRWA, an act Algeria condemns strongly. UN premises are inviolable under international law. This is not a subject of interpretation. It is an obligation. Mr. President, I had also intended to speak of Gaza, but Gaza no longer needs description. Gaza needs protection. Despite the ceasefire endorsed by Resolution 2803, catastrophe persists. As we have seen in Lebanon and Syria, Israeli occupying forces continue to act, continue to bomb, as though ceasefire arrangements bind everyone except themselves.
The United Nations Deputy Special Coordinator for the Middle East Peace Process, Ramiz Al-Kbarov, said that the expansion of Zionist settlements in Palestine reached its highest level in 2025.
In 2025, settlement advancement reached its highest point since UN began tracking in 2017. I urge Israel to abide by its obligation under international law, recalling the International Court of Justice opinion of 19 July 2024, which obliges Israel to cease all settlement activities, evacuate settlers, and end its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory promptly. Escalating violence and tensions in the West Bank are alarming. Israeli security operations in the Northwest Bank caused high fatalities, population displacement, and large-scale destruction, especially in refugee camps. Continued Israeli security presence in camps contravenes obligations to end the unlawful occupation. I condemn rising settler violence across the West Bank, which intensified during the olive harvest. Attacks have become more frequent and violent, often with the presence or support of Israeli security forces.
For his part, the UN representative of the State of Palestine, Riyad Mansour, has thanked Algeria for her efforts at the UN in supporting the Palestinian cause.
I will begin with Algeria, the Arab representative on the Council and a country close to the heart of every Palestinian, the country where we declared our independence. And I am proud that I was a young politician, member of the PNC, that was in that session, and I participated in the voting for the declaration of independence of the state of Palestine, and thank Algeria for its unwavering solidarity.
The Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights in Palestine has said that over the past 2 years, the Zionist entity has intensified its repression against journalists, human rights defenders, anti-occupation activists as well. Said Bourhazi has the details.
Between 7th October 2023 and 14 December 2025, the UN Human Rights Office in the occupied Palestinian territory has verified the killing of 289 journalists in Gaza by Zionist military operations, including incidents where there were strong indications that Palestinian journalists were deliberately targeted on account of their work. Zionist security and military forces have also detained at least 202 Palestinian journalists from both Gaza and the West Bank between 7th October 2023 and 31st October 2025, according to the Palestinian Journalists Syndicate, 41 of whom remained detained as of 31st October 2025. OACHR said that most were held under administrative detention, which in the context of the Zionist occupation of Palestine results in arbitrary deprivation of liberty and exposes detainees to torture and other ill treatment and enforced disappearance. It added that since 7th October 2023, at least 85 Palestinians have died in Zionist custody. The UN Human Rights Office in the occupied Palestinian territory said as Palestinian journalists face these grim prospects, the occupation continues to impose a blanket ban on international journalists' independent access to Gaza and undue restrictions on the work of international media outlets in the West Bank. OHCHR said the shrinking space for independent journalism forms part of a broader clampdown on human rights defenders, anti-occupation activists and civil society organizations, which has intensified since 7th October 2023. OHCHR said that the physical space available to Palestinians also contracts. In Gaza, most Palestinians are confined to less than half of the space of the strip, hemmed in by an arbitrary redeployment line where Israeli ground forces remain positioned. In the West Bank, the Zionist entity is forcibly displacing Palestinians at an unprecedented rate, emptying entire Palestinian communities of their Palestinian residents and clearing the way for ever-expanding Israeli settlements.
You're still listening to Radio Algeria International. Stay tuned. Our Talk. A weekly program with guests activating in different fields.
Hello, dear listeners, and welcome on the waves of Radio Algeria International. I am so happy today to have with me Mr. Naji Amin Bonbata, who is a writer, teacher, and influencer on social media. Thank you so much for being with us today, Amin.
Thank you so much. So happy to be with you here, Asia.
Thank you so much. So last time, and we talked about your novels, and we focused on your novel Altava. Today, we have with us to talk about something that is completely different, but not really different. So you created a card game called Massifax.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. It's something that I'm seeing right now. Okay. So a second thought into the name of the card game will reveal that you combined the names of